Hey, welcome back to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, man. Hey, go ahead, like this video if you're new to the channel. Make sure you share this video. Look, man, basically looking. I want you to look at this video right here. I want you to look at this video and picture. This is the same exact plane that Yo Gotti went live on the last time. And as you can see, that plane is no longer allowed to fly. The airways people told him at the federal people who have the jurisdiction on airways told him that plane can no longer fly because of the fact that it's part of evidence. So it had to stay on the ground. That's why he could still go in it, get his belongings and stuff like that, and really get the contracts. He got the Ace of Spades out to sign the new artist. And in the contract, it says that she cannot talk about anything about this. And you got to look at the fact that right after that happened, Yo Gotti deleted everything off his Instagram and has 0 posts.
So you got to really look at the fact that the woman, she's sitting back like, why she's asking Gotti like, why can't I talk about Dolph? I like Dolph. And you got to understand that'll jeopardize her whole, like everything that he just gave her. So which will put him like it'll make him not even want to like put out there no more because she'll talk about Dolph. Hey, you gotta understand, man, she knew Dolph before him. Her friend, the one that's in the background, the one with the blue shorts with the red shirt, you gotta really look at the fact that old girl was the one that was with Dolph at the Roof Chris right after he left the gas station. So you gotta really pay attention to this, man, because for him to even have that many people around that he can get to set up Dolph, that really will put him it'll put him at the background because people will be looking like, you know what, Gotti ain't had nothing to do with it because Gotti wasn't there. But in actual reality, Gotti was in a parking lot in the G-Wagon waiting for young Dolph to come out. So y'all gotta really pay attention and open your eyes to the fact that every single time that we look at what's going on, man, it's a revolving door. We really need to fall back. Like when we in the street and we see something finna happen, we gotta fall back, because if you don't, it'll just happen. You feel me? Because anybody from the streets know for a fact that Yo Gotti, he signed Young Dolph, and then Young Dolph broke the contract. If Young Dolph would have never broke the contract years back, they would have never been into it, man. You got to understand, they had a contract that wasn't on paper. So when you pay attention to it, it was like Gotti like, dang, man, he really he said he was going to do something, but he didn't do it. It like he flaked out on the situation, but in actual reality, Yo Gotti, he just felt some type of way when you really can't feel no type of way, for the simple fact that Young Dolph, he already had money while he was dealing with Yo Gotti. So this puts everything that Yo Gotti is doing right now, like it puts him on a hot chair. Like the eyewitness is the eyewitness is showing the receipts right here in the picture. Like the eyewitness is really like identifying everything that went on, and the unidentified object that was used, y'all gotta understand that that was Key Glock's object. But you gotta understand, if Straight Drop them wouldn't have never ran up on him, it wouldn't have never went down like that, man. At the end of the day, the whole camp had something to do with it. Black Youngster pulled up right after it happened. That's not a coincidence. At the end of the day, we all know that when Black Youngster pull up, we know he pulling up for one reason. You see how Black Youngster almost tricked himself out of his position when he went looking for Dolph and couldn't find Dolph, and then when he got booked for the 100 shots. Like, you gotta understand, man, he wanted to get Dolph better than Gotti, but Gotti was sitting back like, man, he betrayed me. Like, man, I don't know, like, I really don't know what, like if I should keep messing with him or just leave him alone. That's why Gotti feels the way that he feels. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Like, this is something that we all need to open our eyes to.
And also, look at the way that the other girls that came in is really distracting her from being able to read anything that's on that piece of paper that Yo Gotti gave her. It's literally 4 pages stapled together on that piece of paper, and he hands her a pen, and she goes right to the signature. She never read anything. And you know what? Yo Gotti got to know those girls that she was with in that airplane. And air traffic control was telling them to wrap it up. And if you look in that video, she never read anything. And when she signed it, Yo Gotti was so happy, ecstatic. You saw him do a little celebration dance. And when he popped the champagne bottle, he's the only one that drank, and he slammed it on the table, threw the money at her, and walked off the plane, got in another plane, and air traffic control waved him off to get another flight rolling. And he jumped another plane and took off. So what I want you guys to understand is that this is the same type of thing that was going on November 17th. He got on the plane just like that, went live on Instagram, trying to make it seem like he was on a flight. And everybody was saying that there's no way that he was able to post that video if he was in the sky. You see how they posted this video and they're on the ground? That's why they did that. And what I want you to know is that after that same plane is the one that Big Moochie Grape been taking flights in too. Because when they went to New York to do that video with the BIG and everything like that, he had that sweater on in that plane. And it's a picture out there that I'm going to post out there on my next video. And it's of Big Moochie Grape and Yo Gotti in the plane. He's getting a ride to New York, and Dolph took his own jet. You see, Daddy-O and Dolph, they had the PRE jet already lined up back in 2017. You got to understand when Dolph went to Lollapalooza, he took the private jet there. And he also went to Coachella. And Daddy-O used literally half of Dolph proceeds from one of the albums to get the private jet going.
Finesse 2 times not having it. Finesse two times pulled up on them. Like, you gotta understand, Yo Gotti, as y'all see in the video, Yo Gotti, he realized he's sitting right there like, dang man, you just gonna do, like, you gonna do me like that? Right after I just, like, realized, put the word in for you to get out early. Y'all gotta really pay attention to what's going on. He just played a real big chess move. This is a power play that Finesse 2 times played with Yo Gotti. And you gotta understand, Yo Gotti already got, like, messed over by Dolph. Like, at the end of the day, Dolph finessed Gotti, the whole CMG. Like, that's why Black Youngster's so hurt. Look at this. If you look at one thing and one thing only, Finesse 2 times, once he got out, Gotti thought he was gonna sign with him, and the whole time Finesse 2 times told him, you better sign old girl. And old girl instantly like, I'll sign. How much you got for me? This is what old girl said, and y'all gotta pay attention to. That's why Yo Gotti pull up, and then everybody standing out there. Finesse 2 times looking like, why is you even pulling up, man? I told you, you not getting me as no artist. I ain't signing to CMG. Black Youngster act like he wanted to hop out the car. You gotta understand, man, when you be riding behind them tents, like, you be on point, but the person that's on the outside of the car, they don't be on point because they don't know who behind them tents. And Finesse 2 times almost made a bad mistake, because I don't know if once Black Youngster hopped out that he was gonna do something, but you gotta understand, they had communication. They was communicating already. So you gotta understand, the back door is real, man. And we don't want nobody really getting back door at this point who rocking with Dolph, because we know if Dolph ain't got nobody in his corner, you feel me? Ain't nobody really gonna sit back there and do what they, you feel me, do their fullest potential to protect nobody in Dolph camp. But you gotta understand, the whole CMG, they sat there and paid Makitas, and the only reason they paid Makitas is because Dolph did that to Yo Gotti. That's the only reason. A lot of people not realizing that this is a revolving door for this to happen because of the situation they put themselves in. Once they out there in the streets for so long, they sit there and be like, oh, I'm a little comfortable. I ain't gotta do this. I can't go nowhere else, and it ain't no reason for me to go nowhere else because everything's still in the hood right there where you can drive right down the street and access it real quick. So you gotta really pay attention to that. Number one.
And my uncle's a pilot, and he even said that that's the same plane that Big Moochie Grape used. And after they went to New York, you got to understand that when he came back from Atlanta, he went and stayed at the same hotel and knew exactly where Dolph was going. He tapped the room to hear his phone calls. That's how they're able to find out when he was leaving that day to go exactly what time he was going to go to the community center, because he had that specific convo with the security guard and he was asking him, what time do you need me to be there? But they already had tapped the security guard phone. You got to understand, man, when Big Moochie Grape came back from New York, that's when everything was going into plan. That was when all the doors was moving. It's a revolving door, man. And the back door was initiated at that moment. And everybody, when you look at the facts, everybody that ever been in that airplane has something to do with the whole situation. And look, we don't want to point no fingers or nothing like that, but at some point, Mia J was on that airplane. We even seen, that's the place you go to sign. So if Raven would have ever signed with CMG like she wanted to, she would have ended up on that airplane too. And that just further goes to show that you can't trust nobody out there. You can't trust nobody. And that's about, hey, look, subscribe to the channel. I want you to like this video. Go ahead and share this video, man. And I got breaking news coming out on the next video that has the exact information you've been looking for.